Hello, I'm Rachel Wade, the founder and creator of Pura Vida Your Life. And my purpose is to be an enabler, sharing my wisdom and giving people the space, a safe space that they need to make significant life changes. And my proven life changing results are through using transformational coaching approaches. And this is combining this with shamanic principles and practices. And as a coach, I empower women to rediscover their uniqueness, to gain their identity, find their purpose and their direction in life so they can be happy, healthy, and fulfilled. So, are you ready to take your first step towards a happier and more fulfilled life? Well, this video is about how do you gain strength, courage, and confidence. I'm sure you've heard those words bandied about a lot. So, how do you gain those? So, I'm going to talk about that in more detail and also share with you 3 golden nuggets to improve your life straight away. And they are: stop deferring on life, have faith, and face the fear. So I don't know about you, but I've been feeling that there's some great shifts coming, and this is a great opportunity to invite in change rather than being afraid of it. So now, through the changes I've made in life, I now see change or challenges as an opportunity. And when people ask me how I managed to get through my challenges in life, I tell them that it's with strength, it's with courage, and it's with confidence. But it wasn't always like that. So there's a great quote by Eleanor Roosevelt: "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing which you think you cannot do." And how true is that? I wonder if that resonates with you. It most certainly does with me. And life is the transformation. So, yes, a very interesting quote. So I didn't always know this and I didn't always feel this. And like most people, I used to live in fear. And fear is one of the most powerful emotions, and it has a very strong effect on the body. Fear is also a useful emotion as it protects us from real danger. But more often than not, fear can inhibit us in our daily lives. So when I was young, I had terrible fears of failure when it came to exams and even passing my driving test. I would get myself really wound up and worked up, and I would end up feeling and being physically sick. And I would want to just run away rather than face my fears. And then as I got older, there were times when I didn't want to go to social events as I was afraid that I would have nothing interesting to talk about. And I would dread it when the conversation would then come round to me, because I wondered if I could contribute. So I wonder, have you ever felt like this? And don't get me started when it comes to dating. So I would go on dates, but I was wondering the whole time if they like me, if I was good enough, if I was interesting enough, etc., etc. Oh, I felt so awkward. And instead of having a nice time and relaxing, I would be over analyzing everything I said, everything that I did, everything that they said. Sound familiar? And even now, throwing myself all in to starting Pura Vida Your Life, my coaching and personal development business, I did have thoughts driven by fear that maybe I won't pursue my passion as I was afraid that people would think I'm weird. But I laugh at that now. So are you not following your passion and soul-driven purpose because of your fears? What I have come to realize is that when we hide behind the comfortable cloak of fear, we deny ourselves heights, new experiences, and evolving into our full potential as human beings. In hiding, we miss out on so much in this amazing life. Most of us are creatures of comfort and stay within the confines of our safe zone. So if you think of it, if it was up to us, would we ever leave the womb? So as with all things natural, there is time for change. And this is evident in Mother Nature, or as I prefer to call Pachamama, which is the Inca goddess. She knows that we must go through cycles of change as frequent as the tides of change and the seasons of change. And as I've already mentioned in my recent blogs, summer is a powerful time of the year. And I feel that we are on the crest of a huge wave of change. So I plan to ride that wave rather than run from it. If we don't seize the moment and step into our power as conscious creators, then change will descend upon us. You can't hide from it. So, have you ever felt like your life was or is out of control? Well, unless you decide that you are the master of your life, then the likelihood is that changes will be forced upon you. Maybe a lover will leave, a job may end, or you may succumb to illness. These are natural occurrences and they serve us to push us through an evolution to begin anew. And these happen if we choose not to make these changes initially for ourselves. So I've been there. I've been in relationships that should have ended a long time before they did. And instead of me taking action, my partner would have an affair, which was more painful than a breakup would have been if I'd ended it months earlier. Also, I was in a job that I wasn't happy in. And instead of me deciding it was time to leave, I went through a painful process whereby I became ill through the stress of the experience. And when I look back now, I think, why didn't I just leave? Why didn't I leave sooner? And with my health, that came to an all-time low until I finally made a decision to live a healthier life and take full responsibility for making healthier lifestyle changes. So looking back on life, I've learned so much. And I invite you to ask yourself, why wait for life to unexpectedly dictate? Follow your heart and make the move you've been afraid of to make. Now is the time. Go back to learn at college, switch careers, do that project that you've been talking about for years. Make that leap of faith that you've been challenged to make. And keep in the forefront of your mind that fear is a lack of faith. And I don't mean just the spiritual type, I mean faith in yourself. And change is inevitable. Like I say, if we don't force a change, change will be forced upon us. And growth comes from change. I know it's hard at the time, but we always go through these periods of change. And then once we come through that, we're a much bigger and better person. And confidence arises from growth and sticks by your side, fostering faith. So we get confidence by doing more of these change cycles. And a great way to get started is with my 3 golden nuggets to help you become stronger, more courageous, and more confident in life. So, number 1, stop deferring on life. What have you been putting off out of fear? So spend some time journaling this. It might be what you thought, it might not be what you thought you were putting off. It's actually being masked by something else. So you need to go deeper on this and stop playing it safe. So my top tip here is if you're avoiding something because you're predicting a negative outcome, either that someone will react badly or that you will struggle or that it won't be a smooth path, but finally notice that you are making a negative prediction and ask yourself if that negative outcome is the only possible outcome. Think of the different outcomes, the worst, the best, and the realistic. So my golden nugget number 2 is have faith. And like I said before, I'm not talking about it in a spiritual context, but faith in yourself, belief in yourself. You've been through so much in this life already. You've already proved you can do so many things that you couldn't do before. So what challenge are you currently facing that requires you to have more faith? So think of a time in the past when you've had to develop more faith and think back to how that made you feel and think differently. And my top tip here is live with grace. Instead of entitlement, be patient, be gracious, help others, and ask for help when you need it. And depend on yourself. If anyone's got your back, it's you. And my golden nugget number 3 is face the fear. What steps can you take towards your fear that will bring you face to face with it? So if you face your fear, then you can overcome it. Think of a time in the past when you faced a fear, and what strategy did you use? Not the one where you wanted to run away. So my top tip here is keep in mind that just because something feels scary, it doesn't mean it's actually risky. Educate yourself about the facts and the risks that you actually face by doing the things that scare you. And remember, if it doesn't scare you, then you're not growing. So let's summarize those golden nuggets again. Stop deferring on life. Have faith. Face the fear. And I would like to summarize that in surround yourself with friends and family that celebrate you, that believe in you, and share their belief in yourself. And the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, do what you think you cannot do. That is where the magic in this life is. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again for next week Pure Video Life happenings for insight, inspiration, and more golden nuggets to help you live a happier, healthier, and fulfilled life. I also invite you to come on a journey of empowerment with me, to sign up to my Discoveries, which is a newsletter that comes out every month, and you can find that on my website. So sign up there. So Pure Video Life, remember, it all starts with you. So until next time, Pura Vida.